having a noisy raucous arena have on you as the home team?
Oh, it's so, this is an emotional game, and these are kids. They might be 6'9", 6'10", 240, 250, but these are kids. And when you make a good play, or when your team's playing well, you make that individual play, or you make that fast break, or you get that block, when the fans get into it, it gets your adrenaline pumping. And that's why teams in college have such great home court advantages. You talk about Duke, you talk about UCLA, and you look at the crowd here. If Nevada can do that, boy, you talk about making it even more difficult for the opposition.
Pasos missed the second one. Score remains tied at 31. We're under a minute. Sessions to bring it up. Ingram will pick him up. Here's Shiloh. Rock of love. Back to Shiloh. Tough shot, but it goes.
Shiloh measuring that shot over Pasos, 6'9", 230. Thought about driving it against him and thought, nope, I'll just shoot this one.
Wild errant pass. LeBron has it stolen away and laid in by Hawkins. Shot clock's off. Nevada can hold for the final shot of the first half.
High screen and roll. Started about 8. Go about now.
Here he goes. Lost the handle into Ingram's hands. He'll launch one. Almost. Close shot. Wolfpack trailed early, but they'll go to the locker room with a 1-point lead, 34-33. We'll be back with halftime here at the Pan Am Center. The Wolfpack trying to get to 18-1 on the season. Wolfpack basketball is brought to you by Greater Nevada Credit Union. Be part of something greater. Lexus of Reno, home of pre-owned cars, aged to perfection. Port of Subs, sliced fresh sandwiches. Get your sliced fresh sandwich today from one of our 34 locations. Port of Subs. Rich Cellini, Larry Farmer getting ready for the start of the second half. January 20th into league play, watching games from around the country. Boy, doesn't it get interesting as we spin through it.
It does, and so many of these matchup, this was a matchup that early on when schedules came out, that all of the basketball experts looked to as one that was going to be key. It was going to be one of the marquee games, of course, in the WAC, and it has certainly lived up to its billing.
And Reggie Theus, second-year head coach of the Aggies, calling, a game like this a defining moment. Define our season, define who we are as a team.
It tells you where the program is, and, you talk about getting the kind of national respect that Nevada has earned over the years, and you get people talking to you about it. This is what they're going to say. They're going to point to games like this.
Fazekas with 11, Shiloh with 8, Justin Hawkins 19 points, second leading scorer for the Aggies. Nelson with 4.
And that's surprising because New Mexico State has 4 guys that average in double figures, and then their next 2 scores are at 9 plus. So you essentially have 6 guys that are around that 10-point mark.
Well, we're just about an hour away from El Paso, and there's your 2-time Western Athletic Conference. Don Haskins, Coach of the Year winner. Mark Fox celebrated a birthday last week at Hawaii without Fazekas, playing all the freshmen. He kept that birthday under his hat pretty good, didn't he?
He really did. And, I loved his approach with his ball club because he talked to his team and he said, look, no one's going to feel sorry for us without Fazekas in the lineup. And he says, he told the team in Hawaii, he says, we've come here to win. And he told him that in practice. There was a little bit of practice that was not going exactly the way Coach Fox wanted it to go. And he got their attention, and they got right back and got focused. And as you said, they beat a very tough Hawaii team at Hawaii. That's going to turn around when you start to look down the road as a big win.
Well, there is Nick Fazekas' mom, proud mom on the Nevada sideline wearing her Nevada gear. And boy, has her son put together a career. Mark Fox, David Carter, among those people who you learn a lot when you do games with somebody like you and you talk to coaches. And one of the most fascinating parts of all this is how you go about recruiting kids. And so many times kids say, look, I don't want to go to your school. I'm not interested. Don't bother me. And you stay with them and keep explaining that we would be a good fit for you.
And that's a part of the process. Recruiting is not an exact science. And in selling your program, sometimes you have to convince a youngster that this is the place that he should be. But that's what makes this game fun. It's that competition.
Starting five on the floor for Nevada. Kemp, Sessions, Fazekas gets his defender to fall down. Help from Hawkins blocks Nick's shot. Here come the Aggies on the move. And Passos got bumped. And a foul committed by Nevada. It'll remain New Mexico State basketball. Passos getting a talking to from one of the officials.
Well, they're talking to him about flopping, but there was a great deal of contact, and no one's assessed a foul right there as you see Fazekas go up and get fouled, and that was really the second half of that play. But, you know, so much goes on in the post before the ball's ever looked to be passed in there. And the officials have done a nice job so far of making sure that they've warned the players, they've kept it clean, so one team does not gain an advantage on the inside over the other because of physical strength.
Pete, Ingram, Hawkins, Passos, and Nelson, the five on the floor for the Aggies. Passos pumping, missed the shot. Here's Sessions in the Wolfpack. Kemp, boy, they get in his hip pocket in a hurry.
Passos and Fazekas really going at it on the inside.
Sessions being guarded by Pete. Yakovlev. Down low, Nick off the glass for two.
Well executed that time by Nevada. They run a little curl screen in which the guard that curls around Fazekas sets a little brush screen on Passos, and that gives Fazekas an opportunity then to step in behind him, kind of get that sneaky screen, and it makes for a much easier post feed. And then once Fazekas catches the ball on the inside, that close, he's able to do the rest.
3-point Wolfpack lead. Aggie fans cheering on their team. Nelson with the strong move. The bucket won't fall, but he's able to get Yakovlev to commit the foul. Second personal on number 31 in blue, Dennis Yakovlev.
Nevada's done a nice job of not fouling shooters. In that first half, New Mexico State attempted 7 free throws. And we talked about it at the beginning of the game. They're a team that averages 32 free throw attempts per game. So they're well under their pace at which they've thrived and really prospered at their free throw line. And credit Nevada's defense for not fouling.
Nelson hits the first, junior from Hempstead, Texas, at 18 points versus Louisiana Tech. Reggie Theus sporting that crimson sport coat. Tell me he doesn't have some school spirit.
Well, you got to look like he does to be able to pull that off. I'll tell you that. He looks good in it, too.
2-point game. Nelson gets 1 of 2, 36-34. Kemp. Off the dribble, underneath, the reverse goes. Marcellus Kemp exploding for 2 more. 4-point Wolfpack lead.
That drive right there, that driving lane was opened up because Passos was so busy trying to get Fazekas off the block that he was not even in a position to help on dribble penetration. Your last line of defense when you have a low post center is your defensive center.
Tyrone Nelson right at Yakovlev, able to get the leaner off the glass. Game is back to 2. Pressure, Nelson with the steal, has it blocked by Sessions, but he's fouled. Good defensive play by number 41, Tyrone Nelson.
And Nelson averaging 1 steal a game. You see he gets those long arms out. Kind of a lazy pass that time by Sessions. You know, you want the player defending the ball to be long and have active hands and to keep his elbows bent so the inbounder doesn't quite know how long his reach is. But Sessions certainly needing to put a lot more zip and be a lot more careful with that pass. We talked about the cross-court passing and how New Mexico State had taken advantage of a few of those in the first half.
Nelson, 1 of 2, 8 points on the night. One-point Nevada lead. Kemp spins, fades away. It's going to be an air ball. Passos rebounds. Out in front, Kemp gets a hand on it. Sessions grabs the handle.